All right, I'm gonna start with the walk around of the video. And now what's different about this inspection versus other inspections that I do is this is actually stock that we are selling. So it's not just me pointing out flaws from a car that a client's trying to buy, but I'm going to point out the flaws to a car that we are selling. Alright, I'll touch on all of these in a second. Alright, so starting with the front bumper, there is obvious scratch marks on this front lip that have been repainted. Nothing terrible, it's not cracked or there's no spider webs in the lip itself. But from there, this is, I think, wax. Yeah, that comes off. There's just a little bit of wax there. The bumper itself has absolutely no damage. Fog light housing, the grill for the intercooler. Again, there's some, you can't even really see it in the video, but again, there's some wax. All right, going to the bonnet. I polished right here, just this section right here, like 2 minutes ago. There's no difference in the quality that it came versus what I did. But if you get close to it, there is dirt in the paint. Now, I don't know if that's just iron that can come off with a clay bar. I haven't had, we just got the car, so I haven't had time to worry about anything like that. But the paint is chipping on this intake hole. There's no rust on the cover here. This little rubber's coming up. I don't know if that just needs to be glued down a little bit. And I think all the rubber trim has been, painted. I think this was set outside. There's a lot of water spots on the windows, and there was probably fade on the rubber trim, so all of that's been painted. The headlights, there's no cracks. I'll go down this side of the car first. First thing you notice down the entire car, there's just one, I'll get to it, there's just one little ding on the door, the rear door. Other than that, it's quite flawless. Mirrors. And as you can see, on the back window, I tried to polish it to see if it'll come off, but I don't have something really tough enough between the pad and the actual polish to really do anything about these water spots. Side skirt, there's no cracks. Driver door, that was nothing. Handle. There's a water spot here. And the dent, if you can, yeah, it's right there, a little door ding. That can probably be pulled out. I might be able to pull that out. I might try. I'm going around the windows. Yeah, so there is a mark here. And if you open up the door, I mean, maybe somebody tried to steal the car at one point. That's the only mark. This is, I've never inspected an Evo 4 before. Maybe this is normal. It's kind of flimsy. Rear window. I'll show you what I tried to polish just in here. So it did lighten them up. I polished just this area. I mean, you can see the difference. So if I had something that's, or whoever has something that has a stronger polish, those water spots can come out. Spoiler, the big noticeable Evo spoiler. There's no cracks or rock chips on it. Tail lights are clean all the way around it. Rear bumper lip, there's a brush mark here. Other than that, there's no noticeable marks on it. Now, I don't know if you can catch it, but there's kind of like a light, yeah, you can see it there. I'll have to hit it with a polisher. I'm not sure if that's old wax sitting on it. I don't want to rub my finger on it, obviously, because this paint's in pretty good condition. Yeah, you can see it there. I might hit it with the polisher. I don't know if that's a clear issue. I don't know. Get back to that. Coming around down this side, if I look down the car, there is no dents or dings or scratches. But I mentioned scratch and I forgot to point out, because it's kind of hard to see, there's two scratches right here. There and here. That's really the biggest flaw on the body. I mean, that's super deep. It's been touched up, but just this spot would have to be, you know, taken care of. If it was my car, I would definitely have that taken care of. But on this side, no issues. There's no issues with the trim, but you can see where it was painted. It's kind of coming up in spots and it's runny there. I'm sure it was just faded and they wanted to touch it up to make it look prettier. Side skirts, no issues. Door, no issues. I was really surprised at how good a condition this was in. Okay, yeah, it's nothing. The windows, no rock chips, just the water stains. There's no rust around the sunroof at all, moonroof, whatever this is. And no dings on the roof. There you have it. I actually got to move the car to a better spot, so I'm going to do a cold engine start. far as the engine bay goes, again, it's super dirty. I really feel like nobody has probably ever done a deep clean on the engine. This valve cover was basically black. I used a little bit of cleaner. I took a little video of it to show it, and it basically came out looking brand new, but I can't get in light. So like that dirt and black in there, right in there, you can see it. It was basically the whole valve cover, but it cleaned up nicely. The hoses, they feel really old, and actually like these black, what were they? They're like pipe covers, I guess, are pretty much deteriorating. Like if I touch it, it'll crack. The battery, this looks kind of small for its spot, but the car fires right up. There's no issues. Struts, there's no rust. This strut bar looks quite weathered. Yeah, see it's all pitted, as well as the intake manifold. Right strut. This is a non-accident car. I personally can't see anything. Now the biggest thing that stands out to me is I went to clean the chassis plate, and it cleaned the firewall, and that looks like it's been taped off. So if the engine bay has been sprayed for whatever reason, that cleans off. I don't think it's hiding anything. I've looked, you know, down. Everything is clean. There's nothing covered. And I have pictures of all of this as well. But the headlights, there's no broken brackets or signs of a front end collision. But there's also no stickers, but like the timing belt shows when it's been changed. Yeah, I see the line. There is fluid in there. Alright, I will get a, I don't know, it just looks super dirty, I think. Like, I don't want to touch it, but I think the whole thing can just use a washing. I've seen these like completely rusted out on a Lancer once that I inspected about a year ago. This one's in good shape. There you have it. I will get an engine running video. Alright, with the lighting in here, I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but the car was actually delivered to us super clean. I have not touched the interior whatsoever, that I usually do, but 120,000 kilometer car would tend to show some wear and tear on it. This car is in good shape. The buttons and knobs have been cared for. Nothing looks like this was a young person's car that didn't really care for it. The whole car is pretty clean. There's no staining on the carpet. That's the light. Yeah, so that's not a stain. I haven't picked up these mats. Knobs, all the switches. On this side, this is probably the worst part. Just the wear and tear from getting in and out of the car. It's kind of shiny, but there's no rips As I said that, is that a rip? Oh yeah, there is a tear right there. The worst part is the steering wheel. Let me get in here. Well, that helped a little bit. The wear and tear on this steering wheel is quite bad. The threads coming off here. The first thing I would do with the interior is get this refinished. A little wear on the horn. All around here is chipped, scratched. That's probably the biggest flaw in the entire interior. There's some stickiness here. They probably had a, what would you call some sort of navigation system, because they don't have one here. But there's no cracks on the dash. Trunk or glove box clean. No broken vents. These can be replaced, but doesn't look like it's been smoking, and it doesn't smell bad in this car either. This is really worn. I'm assuming that's factory. You can't even see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reverse anymore. Boot's nice. E-brake is nice. Passenger seat is quite clean. There's probably no signs that anybody even really sat in this one. There's no wear and tear on here. I mean, this is immaculate. The floor too, you can still see Mitsubishi that you can't see over here anymore. And the passenger door, I'll go around over there. Passenger door too. There's no wear and tear on it. Rear seats. No stains. Nothing out of the ordinary. These Kenwoods have been probably, well, obviously placed. And the rear tint is coming off. That'll have to be redone. Over here is really, you can see in the reflection there. It's really bad right there. Headliner. No staining, no cigarette burns, nothing. Knobs. This car is so clean. Alright, I did the engine start video from the outside. I'm gonna do one from the inside. There's no gasoline, so hopefully it doesn't cut off. Fires right up. All systems check. 124,264 on the odometer. I think this changes different colors. I know the AC blows cold. I just had that on. Check the engine first. Sound factory exhaust. It doesn't, yeah, I believe it is. I mean, it's quite tame. There's no heavy sounds. Alright, do a quick systems check. Headlights. Turn on the hazards. Side blinker works. Headlights. Blinker. Gotta figure out how to turn those fog lights on. I didn't think about that. Tail light, blinker. Tail light, blinker. Now, I believe the right window down and up. Down and up. Rear windows down and up, no hesitation. Close, open, sunroof, open, close. Very nice. I think that's closed all the way. All right, now does anybody know how to turn on these fog lights? Yeah. Oh, I guess that's it. Oh yeah, there we go. All systems check. All right, this is the passenger rear wheel. Passenger front wheel. There's a big chip taken off of the rim there. Around the driver's side. Driver's side front. There's one rock chip here only that I see. Driver's side rear. Noticeable over here. Alright. And the trunk. Dampers work. Not an issue. The weight of the spoiler, oh, it does hold. It doesn't drop. Trunk room is quite immaculate. I don't know if there's, I mean, I would assume there's supposed to be trim up there. That trim is gone. But there's no staining on the carpet here. The plywood there is not cracking. And it is completely clean underneath. Sorry, the lighting is bad, but there's not a single sign of any sort of rust or surface rust starting to happen. It's bolted down. I can pick that up later. the biggest challenge for a Lancer is finding something that is rust free. But I think we really did the job with this one. It's kind of hard to get under here and show you the video. I mean, there is surface rust, but nothing screaming that says, oh my God, don't buy me. Like, that's been probably chipping a little bit there. All the way down the car is nice. The jack points aren't smashed. Alright, let me get down on the other side. A little bit of surface rust. I can take as many detailed pictures as need be. But one of the cleanest Lancers I've come across, though I've never actually driven one myself.